Oh, that's ridiculous! Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in his bag!
A true magician with the ball.
Nobody's been able to guard this man one-on-one all year.
Hardest guy to cover one-on-one in the NBA.
And I don't think we're going to be losing for much longer.
Little things that go into winning games.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a name rising fast. Unassuming, yet unstoppable. The guard whose quiet confidence hides a storm of scoring, leadership, and change. In a league crowded with personalities, Shai doesn't shout. He just plays, and in doing so, he's redefining what star power means in today's NBA. From overlooked rookie to MVP frontrunner, his journey is one of discipline, transformation, and a calm dominance that's forced the basketball world to finally stop and watch. Shai doesn't flex for cameras or flood social media with highlight captions. He lets his game do the talking, and the game is saying something loud. Shai's story begins far from the noise of basketball's big markets. Born July 12, 1998 in Toronto, Ontario, and raised in Hamilton, his path was quieter, slower, more deliberate. Canada wasn't exactly known for producing NBA stars back then. Steve Nash was the outlier. But Shai grew up believing that the gym was his classroom and the ball was his language. In high school, he wasn't a five-star prodigy or a viral sensation. Scouts overlooked him, analysts questioned his athleticism, and ranking lists barely noticed his name. But Shai had something that can't be measured: focus. He moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee for better competition, and by the time he reached Hamilton Heights Christian Academy, he'd begun to evolve into a true point guard, smooth, patient, fundamentally brilliant. That patience paid off when Kentucky came calling. Under John Calipari, he transformed from a secondary recruit into the team's heartbeat. In just one season, he led the Wildcats deep into the NCAA tournament, averaging 14 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds while showing flashes of poise far beyond his years. His maturity was impossible to ignore. When the 2018 NBA draft arrived, the Los Angeles Clippers selected him 11th overall. In his rookie year, Shai displayed glimpses of the player he would become: a fluid scorer with long strides, deceptive speed, and a handle that looked effortless. Coaches admired his work ethic. Teammates noticed his calm. Still, on a team chasing playoff wins, his touches were limited, a luxury role player, not yet the centerpiece. Then came 2019. A blockbuster trade sent Shai to the Oklahoma City Thunder in exchange for Paul George. Many saw it as a rebuilding move for OKC. For Shai, it was destiny. It gave him space to lead, to experiment, to fail, and improve. It was the move that turned potential into purpose. When Shai landed in Oklahoma City, he walked into a franchise that was in transition. The Thunder had just lost Russell Westbrook and Paul George, two superstars who defined the team's identity for years. The city, the fans, and even the league had questions. What now? That's when Shai stepped in, not as a savior, but as a worker. He didn't come to replace legends. He came to rebuild something new. The locker room was filled with young, unproven players. No egos, no drama, just opportunity. The Thunder weren't chasing championships anymore. They were chasing purpose. And quietly, SGA became that purpose. In his first few months, his calm leadership set the tone. Coaches noticed he was always the first in and last out of practice. Teammates noticed how he spoke less and listened more, how he lifted them without needing to yell. That kind of composure is rare in a young player, but Shai had it from day one. By December 2019, he was already proving why OKC made him their cornerstone. In a poetic twist, he dropped 32 points on the Clippers, the team that traded him, doing it with surgical efficiency. No extra flair, no trash talk, just dominance. But then came the moment that truly announced his arrival. On January 13, 2020, against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Shai recorded one of the most shocking triple-doubles in recent memory: 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. For a guard barely in his second year, it was unheard of. The last player in the NBA to do that? Wilt Chamberlain. It wasn't luck, it was control. Every rebound, every assist, every shot came from awareness and rhythm. He didn't rush, he didn't force. He just read the game and manipulated it to his will. That's when fans and analysts realized this wasn't just another promising guard. This was a player with a plan. What separates Shai from so many others isn't athleticism, though he has plenty. It's artistry. Every hesitation dribble feels calculated. Every step-back jumper looks like it was drawn with precision. His footwork is methodical, his pace hypnotic. Defenders jump, he waits. Big men collapse. He glides through the cracks. He's not fast in the traditional sense, he's fast in thought. The game bends around his rhythm. By 2021, his numbers told the story: over 24 points per game, efficiently slicing defenses apart with a scoring style that looked effortless but demanded mastery. Yet even then, he wasn't chasing attention. While others celebrated with gestures and hashtags, Shai's celebration was the scoreboard. Inside the Thunder organization, something was changing. Players like Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams followed his example: calm, disciplined, confident. They didn't need a vocal leader, they had someone whose actions did the talking. Oklahoma City wasn't just rebuilding, they were rebranding. The Thunder became a team of controlled chaos, youthful energy with mature leadership. And Shai was the architect of it all, the quiet assassin who turned patience into power. By the time the 2022-23 season arrived, Shai had evolved from a rising talent into a full-blown superstar. Every possession felt like poetry in motion. He wasn't just scoring, he was dissecting defenses, breaking down opponents piece by piece. He averaged over 31 points per game, shot above 50%, and got to the free throw line more than almost anyone in the league. But these weren't empty numbers, they were winning numbers. His ability to control tempo, attack when needed, and elevate teammates turned Oklahoma City from a rebuilding project into a playoff contender. Night after night, Shai put on clinics. He'd lull defenders to sleep with a slow dribble, then explode to the rim with perfect timing. He'd hit a step-back jumper in a defender's face, then calmly jog back on defense as if nothing happened. He wasn't out to embarrass anyone, he was out to teach them something. One night, it might be 40 points against a playoff team. The next, it might be 15 assists in a gritty comeback win. His consistency became terrifying. Opponents knew what was coming, they just couldn't stop it. And that's when the league finally caught up. Analysts who used to label him solid now said superstar. Opponents called him the toughest cover in basketball. Then came the 2024-25 season, the season that changed everything. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't just play great, he dominated. Averaging 32.7 points, 6.4 assists, and 5 rebounds per game, shooting 51.9% from the field, he became the heartbeat of the best team in the Western Conference. The Thunder were no longer a young core with potential. They were contenders. And Shai? He was their leader, their engine, their calm amid chaos. When his name was announced as the NBA's most valuable player, it wasn't a shock. It was a confirmation. His MVP speech was the embodiment of who he is. No dramatic pauses, no tears, just gratitude. He thanked his teammates, his coaches, his family, and the city of Oklahoma. Then he smiled. Small, quiet, and walked off stage. That was it. That was Shai. He didn't need the theatrics. He didn't need validation. The trophy didn't change him. It just caught up to him. His rise wasn't meteoric like some viral overnight stars. It was slow, steady, inevitable. Built on hours in the gym, film sessions, and discipline that never made the headlines. He didn't come to take attention. He came to take wins. And now, standing atop the league, he's done exactly that. Today's NBA is louder than ever. Players are brands, highlights are currency, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has rewritten what it means to be a superstar. Versatility. He scores 30 plus per game while shooting above 50%, a combination reserved for the elite few. Size and length. At 6'6" inches with a 7-foot wingspan, he guards 3 positions and finishes through contact like a forward. Leadership and culture in Oklahoma City. A young roster takes its cues from him, not just in points but in professionalism. He shows up early, stays late, and plays through pain. Global impact. As a Canadian MVP, he's the next chapter of Canada's basketball revolution. Kids from Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver are now wearing OKC jerseys because of him. While others seek attention, SGA earns respect. His game is substance over spectacle, less look at me, more try to stop me. And in a league where flash fades quickly, substance lasts forever. Every great story has adversity. For Shai, it came early injuries, team uncertainty, and the pressure of being the face of a franchise rebuilding from scratch. In 2021, a plantar fascia tear ended his season early, forcing him to watch as OKC missed the playoffs. Many questioned whether his body could handle a superstar's workload. But instead of complaining, he went to work, focusing on recovery, film study, and balance. When he returned, he didn't skip a beat. He came back stronger, smarter, more determined. But the grind isn't just physical, it's mental. Shai leads a team that many doubted in a small market where every win must be earned. Opponents game plan specifically to stop him, sending double teams, traps, and switches, yet he still finds ways to score. There are nights where the shots don't fall, nights where critics resurface, nights where the noise grows, but the answer is always the same: keep working. That's Shai's secret weapon. No excuses, no shortcuts, just a relentless climb toward greatness. At 26, Shai's legacy is already forming, but it's not about records or rings, at least, not yet. It's about identity. He represents a new generation of players who lead without theatrics. The generation that values substance, team, and craft. He bridges eras, blending the quiet composure of Tim Duncan with the scoring artistry of Kobe Bryant. Oklahoma City, once overlooked, now feels like the center of basketball's future. And it's largely because of him. When young players study film in the future, they'll pause on Shai's footwork, the timing, the pace, the control. Coaches will point to how he led without ego, how he turned patience into power. And fans will remember that during an age of volume and noise, the quietest man in the room became the loudest through greatness. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't burst into the league demanding attention, he earned it. Slowly, intentionally, play by play. From Toronto driveways to Kentucky nights, from LA spot minutes to Oklahoma City superstardom, his rise has been a masterclass in perseverance. He's not chasing fame, he's chasing excellence. And in doing so, he's become something rarer than viral. He's become respected. The league is full of stars, but only a few can lead without saying a word. This is Clutch, and this was the story of the silent superstar taking over the NBA.